Part of LA history. NBC4's Robert Kovacic live in El Sereno right now with more for us. Robert.
Colleen and Chuck, let's talk about all the factors involved here tonight. This was a massive fire burning close to homes, close to Cal State LA. It burned into adjacent brush, so you had a brush fire as well, and then they had to shut down the adjacent train tracks. And take a look at what's going on behind me. Since it started 6 hours ago, it has taken 150 firefighters from the Los Angeles Fire Department to try and get it under control, along with some high-tech help. Late tonight, it continues to burn, a blaze erupting during rush hour and spotted for miles.
Thick, dark, heavy smoke.
All that smoke coming from a 31,000 square foot warehouse.
We had flames going, close to 100 feet into the air.
LA Assistant Chief Wade White guiding us through the firefight live tonight during the NBC4 News at 7. The company leasing the warehouse offering full-service event design and furniture.
They had the capacity to build movie props.
Gary J. Herman Sr. owns the building and says he spoke to those inside.
There was an explosion. They had just locked the building up, getting ready to leave, and he heard an explosion.
Lost tonight a piece of the past. This was the former roller derby home of the all-women Derby dolls. History wiped from this spot where the future has now arrived. RS-3, the nation's first firefighting vehicle of its kind, less than a year in service.
We're able to send them in, start an interior attack without injuring any firefighters.
You are watching robotic reinforcement deployed when conditions get too risky. Now, how about this? There was a remote vehicle that was sent into that famous fire in Paris at Notre Dame Cathedral. Fire Chief Ralph Terrassa saw it, and the Los Angeles Fire Department Foundation, with a donation, helped to bring that $300,000 RS-3 into the LAFD arsenal. Colleen, you know firefighting is a very dangerous business, and it proved that way tonight. 2 Los Angeles firefighters were injured. Their injuries considered to be minor. They're going to be okay. But this is a firefight that is going to continue well into tomorrow morning. We're live in El Sereno. I'm Robert Kovacic. Colleen, that's the latest from here.
Los Angeles County officials announced on Thursday that the Eaton fire near Pasadena that started Tuesday night has burned more than 5,000 structures, a term that includes homes, apartment buildings, businesses, outbuildings, and vehicles. To the west in Pacific Palisades, the largest of the fires burning in the LA area has destroyed over 5,300 structures. Aerial video from CABC-ABC7 Los Angeles on Thursday night showed firefighting helicopters battling the massive flames. A reporter in the CABC-ABC7 Los Angeles helicopter said the video shows the Palisades Fire, and that he was flying over the Santa Monica Mountains. All of the large fires that have broken out this week in the Los Angeles area are located in a roughly 25-mile band north of downtown, spreading a sense of fear and sadness across the nation's second-largest city. Dozens of blocks were flattened to smoldering rubble in scenic Pacific Palisades. Only the outlines of homes and their chimneys remained. In Malibu, blackened palm strands were all that was left above debris where oceanfront homes once stood. At least 5 churches, a synagogue, 7 schools, 2 libraries, boutiques, bars, restaurants, banks, and groceries were lost. So too were the Will Rogers Western Ranch House and Topanga Ranch Motel, local landmarks dating to the 1920s. The government has not yet released figures on the cost of the damage or specifics about how many structures burned. AccuWeather, a private company that provides data on weather and its impact, on Thursday increased its estimate of the damage and economic loss to $135 to $150 billion. Firefighters made significant gains Thursday at slowing the spread of the major fires, but containment remained far out of reach. A fast-moving fire broke out in the Hollywood Hills on Wednesday night, threatening one of Los Angeles' most iconic spots as firefighters battled to get under control 3 other major blazes that killed 5 people, put 130,000 people under evacuation orders and ravaged communities from the Pacific Coast to inland Pasadena. The Sunset Fire was burning near the Hollywood Bowl and about a mile from the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Winds eased up some Wednesday, a day after hurricane-force winds blew embers through the air, igniting block after block, and hundreds of firefighters from other states have arrived to help, but the 4 fires burning out of control showed the danger is far from over. More than half a dozen schools in the area were either damaged or destroyed, including Palisades Charter High School, which has been featured in many Hollywood productions, including the 1976 horror movie Carrie and the TV series Teen Wolf, officials said. UCLA has canceled classes for the week. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass said air operations were dousing flames. She warned they still faced erratic winds, though not like Tuesday evening, when aircraft had to be grounded and much of the destruction occurred. Nearly 1,900 structures have been destroyed in the Eaton and Palisades fires, and the number is expected to increase. In Pasadena, Fire Chief Chad Augustine said the city's water system was stretched and was further hampered by power outages, but even without those issues, firefighters would not have been able to stop the fire due to the intense winds fanning the flames. On the Pacific Coast west of downtown Los Angeles, a major fire leveled entire blocks, reducing grocery stores and banks to rubble in the Pacific Palisades, a hillside area along the coast dotted with celebrity homes and memorialized by the Beach Boys in their 1960s hit, Surfin' USA. The Palisades Fire was the most destructive in the Los Angeles history, with at least 1,000 structures burned.
Experience.
A fast-moving wildfire broke out Tuesday in the inland foothills northeast of Los Angeles hours after another blaze tore through the city's Pacific Palisades neighborhood along the coast, destroying many homes and prompting evacuation orders for tens of thousands. The Eden Fire in Altadena started near a nature preserve just before 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The flames spread so rapidly that staff at a senior care center had to push dozens of residents in wheelchairs and hospital beds down the street to a parking lot where they waited in their bedclothes for ambulances and other vehicles to take them to safety. The winds were expected to increase overnight and continue for days, producing isolated gusts that could top 100 miles per hour in mountains and foothills, including in areas that haven't seen substantial rain in months. Altadena is about 25 miles northeast of Pacific Palisades, where fire swept through a hillside dotted with celebrity residences Tuesday, burning homes and prompting evacuation orders. In the frantic haste to get to safety, roadways were clogged and scores of people abandoned their vehicles and fled on foot, some toting suitcases. Officials did not give an exact number of structures damaged or destroyed in the Pacific Palisades wildfire, but they said about 30,000 residents were under evacuation orders and more than 13,000 structures were under threat.
and Creekside, Dove Creek Lane.
A strong earthquake killed at least 53 people in Tibet on Tuesday